Welcome to my channel, All Things Washington. Today, I wanted to go over with you some samples that I did on my embroidery machine. I had the number 6 edition of the Poolin, and I did some samples for Appliqué. So I just wanted to show them to you and talk about some of the mistakes that can be made, but also to let you know that the Poolin machine is really a great embroidery machine to have. It's a single needle machine. So for the first one, this is the one that I did, and it's called a varsity font, and this is what they call a fill-in stitch. See how nice that looks? It came out pretty nice. It's a fill-in stitch. That's the back of it. And then here's another one. This is called an impact font. And on the bottom, it's a Great Valley font, but that one didn't come out so good on the bottom. And I used a glitter here, and I placed the glitter inside the applique. That's what the back looks like. I took an old t-shirt and just cut it up to use it as my fabric for my test sheets. And that's what you can do instead of wasting your good shirts. Just take something old that you have around the house, or you can even go to the store and buy fabric if you choose to, and use it as your test sheet. You want to test things out before you actually put it on a shirt. That way, if you mess it up, it's just on a sample. And then I have another one here. This is called a college font right here. Now, my issue was I couldn't understand why I couldn't make my fonts bigger. I wanted something big. So come to find out, you can make them longer, but it also depends on your hoop size. If you have a large hoop, then you can make your words bigger. You can stretch them out and make them bigger. But in this case, I believe this was the smallest hoop I had, which was a 4-inch hoop. And then things started to get a little better for me. This one says just pray. Now that came out really nice. My phone is moving. It came out really nice. Um, so with this, I'm gonna show you the back of it too. See that? That came out nice too. Now with this font, I downloaded this font from Etsy. It was already digitized. If you know how to digitize, you can do these things on your own, which I am teaching myself how to digitize. Um, I did do something and it came out really nice, but I don't have it in front of me right now to show it to you. But what I wanted to say about this here is sometimes the person that is actually digitizing, they might not be correct. They might be a little off on some things, but it's okay. And that's why it's good for you really to learn it on your own. But in this case, it wasn't so much the digitizer. I guess it was me. What I did was my letters were a little bit wider than the actual stitch itself. So it makes it look like it has an offset, which is pretty good too, because some people like offsets too. Now, offset is when it's hanging a little bit further than the stitch, but it gives it a nice look also. So I just went on and cut around that offset. See how good that looks? And when you're placing the glitter or even your fabric inside your letters, make sure that you press them down first before you put it on your machine, or it will shift. It'll move on you. So I pressed the letters. And I'm trying to think, this one here, yeah. This one here, I just laid it up there and I didn't press. So it did shift on me a little bit, but the stitching hit it. And this one here, I was able to put on my Cricut. You can have your Cricut cut your letters out, and it did cut out pretty good with the glitter. But when I tried it with my uh, fabric, jean fabric, I had an issue. I don't think my board was sticky enough. I put tape on it, but it still didn't hold it. And I know in the Cricut, sometimes you have to go in and change the measurements that they have set in there for the different fabrics. Now, I've cut fabric long time ago, maybe 2 years ago. I had cut some fabric and I didn't have a problem with it. And that's how I knew that my Cricut could cut fabric when they started doing these appliques. Now, I did a shirt. Um, there's a shirt here. This is jean fabric. You can see it. So I did try to cut this on my Cricut, but it didn't do a good job. So what I did was I laid it up there and then I paused my machine and then I would take the shirt and I would cut. I would cut around the letter to make it easier because you can't just let it run through the whole thing or you would have an issue trying to cut it. So I found that with the jean material, it's easier to just put it up there and cut it. And I didn't put anything behind this fabric neither. Because once I laid it up there and it started to stitch it, basically it held in place. Let me see how good that looks. Now also what I wanted to mention, remember how I said you can take fabric or something old around the house and use it as a sample. So the way I made this shirt, I took a pair of jeans, old jeans that don't fit anymore, or they just tore up jeans, and I cut them, cut the leg off, and this became my material. So that's how this shirt was made, out of those jeans. So thank you for coming to my channel, and I hope you learned something about applique. Do not be afraid of applique. It took me a while to get it. I had been looking at it, and just trying different things. So I just said, let me try. But each time I tried and made these mistakes, I learned something. So I learned that the fill-in stitch looks very good. I learned that an offset looks very good. I learned that placing the material, fabric, glitter, whatever you're using up there, you can just cut around it and you can stretch your leathers long ways, the length or the width. And I learned that these were too small, that I didn't like it. So there you have it. All things Washington. Have a good day and thank you.